Hi everyone, welcome in for something a bit different today. So as visible on the pinned message, no bird camber pie shock today. Both for the same reason. One more so that the tech piece is being reused, and the other is a safety concern. Treat the slime. Okay. I actually just ate something, but I will have a little treat. Let me just get it out. Hello, Elsie. Hello. And hi, Husk as well. We're doing something a little bit different today. And that is not a typo, that is a pun. Which I will reveal in just a moment once I fully unpack the little treat. Excuse me. Wow. Oh, okay. Sounds good. So today, something a bit different. Now you may be asking, hey, what's going on screen? Hands. And this block of wood. So, an old hobby of mine is actually whittling. So, I'm going to go ahead and try that out with a hand cam type thing, and we'll see how it goes. My plan for this time is to make the little goober. Let me pull up a picture for reference for myself. Yeah, hands. I'm borrowing some skin right now, but you know, hands. Okay. So I have a reference up on my screen right now. And I could put it on the stream screen, but yeah. And I'll probably change the way that the song request is, not song request, the way that the music is working. So instead of being this game music, I'll probably swap it over to just my own playlist stuff. Or if we get more people to song requests. If I was smart, I would have printed this out. But I don't really have good access to a printer, so we'll just sketch it on and hope for the best. Actually, I can use a little bit of math to help me out. So each of the three things should be about the same. Of course, we have an even number for the size. So roughly approximately there and there. We're going to start with me doing a little bit of sketching onto the wood, but it'll be more interesting in a little bit once this part's done. I'll try to make the lines a little darker to be a little more visible. Um, Let me move that point over a little bit. Obviously, it's not going to be perfect, but as long as it's, approximately there. Oh, hello, Mizamel. Welcome in. Hopefully, I said your name right. But how was your stream? Welcome in. For anyone who might not know, my name is Avery or Avarice. I do a variety of stuff, and today, bringing up an old hobby with some whittling. I just started, so I'm still sketching it on. The thing that I'm going to be doing, but glad to see you in. What I am doing is I am going to be carving out a little bit simplified, but still a version of my little goober. Sorry, I have to kind of go over the camera here. This little guy, just without the hair curl. Well, gal. You get what I mean. This little thing. So right now I'm just starting by sketching it out on here, and then I will get started in actually getting the shaping in. In the future, I might do things for like specific people and such, but for now, this is kind of still the test, so. Alright, how's that look? Not bad. Oh, that didn't come out quite right. Okay, so we're about a ½ inch in here. A little bit more than that. So about there. For now, I'm just trying to even it out a little. And then I'll bolden up the line so it's easier to see. If I was making a wood die, this would be cheating a bit because I started with a wood cube, so. No, that's not going to be what I'm doing here. There we go. It should be a little more. Oh, right. I turned the camera around. So I got the basic shape in. Just gotta get this side a little lower. That should be okay to start. And I'm not gonna worry. Oh, the material, it's just a block of basswood. Now we can go ahead and get started. Okay, this is definitely easier than the other material I was trying to use the other day. I'm gonna be making a mess on my desk here. I just realized because I'm showering the back of my desk with all these little wood strips. So let me do something real quick. I'll just create a quick little barrier to catch things. One side's held by my face tracking, The other side held by the cutting board itself. There we go. That should prevent making too bad of a mess. And no worries if it looks like this is going to take too long. I do have some power tool ready to go. It's a little heavy, but I have an attachment. That should make it a bit easier. Sounds good. Thank you for dropping by, and thank you again for the raid. You have a good one. Hopefully it's not illegal to be using a knife on Twitch. Or like against TOS or anything. Can't imagine it is. But we'll see. It might have helped to do like a bit of a straight cut in a bit for some of this, but we'll keep going for now. This is too depressing. There we go. If I had planned things out a little better, I would have gone and found some of the old things that I whittled. I think they're here in the room, but I would have found them and been like, you know, I've made my share of things. Basic shapes, but still. Hello, Awesomer. Welcome in. Hopefully you're doing well. You got me at a time doing something a bit different than usual, but still, hello. Hi, Light, welcome in. And no, I'm not making a stamp. I'm going to try and do a 3D carving of my little goober. So I'm starting with just the basic body shape and skipping the hair curl. But specifically, yep, I am whittling, making this little guy. Again, for now, I'm just starting with the basic shape, and we'll see how far I get. Sorry that the camera's a bit blurry, I can't really change the depth of field on it well. Yeah, it's been a while since I've done some whittling, so I wanted to go ahead and try something. I figured, why not? Your favorite D&D skill is when you don't have in real life. Totally fair. I will say, it's a pretty easy one to pick up. As long as you're careful about it. I have definitely injured myself. Sometimes less, sometimes more. So, you definitely want to be careful about it. And be patient. Once you start getting impatient and trying to do things to speed things up, that's when injuries tend to occur. And again, if it proceeds to go a bit slowly, I do have my my rotary tool at the ready. Or if like my hands start to hurt a bit much. Fair enough. It's a little different than it is with sewing, because with sewing, like, you have to hold the material and, like, go into it. So that's why it's so easy to poke yourself, because you have to, like, brace it. But with whittling, you're pushing away from yourself the whole time. Or at least you should be if you're doing it right. So you don't have to really brace it from the opposite side the same way. And there are definitely cut-resistant gloves that you can wear, like the chain gloves, that can make it a good amount safer too. It's gonna be a while before the basic shape starts to make its way in, so definitely gonna need some patience. And thank you for the head pats. Blah, blah, blah. Hi, Morgan. Welcome in. The bottom I'm gonna leave fairly rough because I'm gonna want to actually make the 5 different nubbins. But yeah, I'm gonna want to make the 5 different nubbins on the bottom, so I'll have to actually like measure that out and everything. Wow. Oh, thank you for the hydration reminder. Do need to refill my cup here. Luckily, I've got my tank here. There we go. Let me actually swap tools here. This might be a bit easier. These smaller pieces. These closer cuts. Oh, I tapped my finger on that one. Gotta be careful. Made a sword? Ooh, nice. I've done some whittling before. It started with just like basically shaving out a wand for myself. Then later on I made a little like rough heart. And I'd have to grab it to from the garage, but my most impressive one is a rose that I did. Thanks for dropping in, Light. Enjoy the movie. Like, I didn't do all the individual petals, obviously, but yeah, it was still a lot of fun. Okay, never mind. I'm gonna swap back to this one. This one just feels the most right. I'll have to, like, Actually, you know what? Hold on. There's no light, so it's gonna be a bit hard. But I'm tis. However, I might be able to do this. Okay. No, I still can't see through this paper. Dang. Maybe a piece of this? Just barely. If I could get just like the basic points, it should make it a bit easier. Bit hard to see. Yeah, that didn't come out right. Never mind, that's not gonna work. We'll get there. Just gotta be careful because my hand don't want it to cramp up too bad. Ooh, nice. Heck yeah. Figured I'd get the face a little bit contoured in. Going EP time now? Oh, yikes. Yeah, no, be sure to go ahead and rest, okay? Have a good one. Sure the mess doesn't get too big. Try to keep it contained. For the most part. Oh, I gouged a little deep there. Gotta be careful. It'll be okay still, but I gotta be careful. Because it's not gonna be a flat face, obviously. This is gonna be a bit recessed in, so like probably about here. Hmm. Honestly, I could have taken the same face and put it on all four sides. And that would have given me a bit better of a shape to work with. Oh well, it'll be fine. Gonna be a little hard to go against the grain here, but we'll make it work. Let's try this one again. This blade's a little too short. Okay, yeah, I might have to swap to the power tool in a little bit here because, ow. I need to do my best to work with a lighter grip. Only problem is I need a heavier grip at times to resist the wood from just flying out of my hands. Just make sure it stays nice and sharp. Still making a bit of a mess, but at least it's smaller. I should probably try and sketch the try to sketch it on the other side as well. Yeah, it just has to roughly match. Doesn't have to be perfect. Yeah, that'll do. That's good enough. That's good enough to get me in the ballpark. Just trying to make sure that that line stays there so that people can still see what I'm doing. I should probably round off these corners a little because they're poking into my hand. That's better. No, that's not what I wanted to do. Gotta be careful about those kind of breakouts. There we go. A little softer on the hands now. Nope. Skip that. All right. Hands are cramping up a bit, but still good to go for a bit. Ow. Let me take a look at the things I have for the rotary tool. See if anything would be good for like mass removal. No, this is worn out, so it's not gonna work. This might work. And nothing real good. Good. Oh, they really torqued that down. There we go. Okay. We'll try using this for a bit, see how it goes. Hmm. It's working, but it's not really like carving out, if that makes any sense. Hold on, let me check the tools one more time. Maybe I have one that's a little better suited. I think this one might do a little better. That really holds tight. Even just hand tightening it. There we go. Let's try this one. I'm sorry, that's been going through. Let me mute the mic. That is not working. Oh, that's just Let me try a different tool. I have some that might work a bit better. Just a matter of trying it out, see if it works or not. Ah, I dropped it. Come on. Alright, let's try this one. Hi, Shadowkill, welcome in. And this isn't really working the way I was hoping it would, so I'll have to look into getting different tools. I'll be a bit better about this because these are not quite doing the job. I would think they would, but for some reason they are not. So, going back to the old tried and true. It'll take a while and cramp up my hands, but yeah, it'll work at least. More than just making all this dust. But yeah, I'm working on making the little goober in a block of wood. Yeah. At least now I've made myself a bit of a... I've made myself a bit of a area to grab onto. And keep going. Nope, I'm gonna be trying to carve out the little goober. Like in full 3D. It'll take a while, but it gives me a project to work on, you know? The goober. That's the goober. I'm not gonna do the hair curl, but yeah. It's the little slime form. They're goo, so goober. Honestly, I might be hitting a point that I need to let the wood rest and soften a bit more. Because, from my experience at least, as you go, with whittling especially, you're giving a lot of compression to the wood, and that just makes it harder and more resistant to doing further cuts. So you need to give it some time to kind of decompress. And unfortunately, I might be reaching that point where the wood really does not want to cooperate too much. I'll try to get to like the 2 hour mark at least, but we might be getting close to that point. No, it's not working. Hi, Chai. Welcome in. Hopefully you're doing well. Sure, it's Jenga. You know what? You're right. You're right, it is Jenga. Really tiny Jenga. Quick Jenga break. Okay, I did it. I didn't expect to get all of these like stick pieces with the basswood set. So there you go. You got your Jenga. But how are you doing, Chai? You doing good? Hopefully you're doing well today. Let me soften up this corner a little. That's better. Ah, oh, just that virality? Ooh, nice, nice. You have fun with that, okay? I know you were putting a lot of work into getting your outfit ready to go for that. So you make sure to properly enjoy it. So far I've gotten a lot of material removed, at least, so that's good. There's actually been progress. But I do think it's going faster with the knife, so I will keep that up. Ugh, it's really getting to my hands, though. Oh, it's starting to dull a bit. Woof, 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 woof. Oh, gradually making progress. No, it's not gonna work. Just making it a little easier on the hands one more time. There we go. A little bit easier to hold. Oh, my elbow. Ouch. Not sure if you could hear that. That was quite the crack. Oh. It's got a little face on it. Let's try this one more time. No, this one just feels better. A little too depresso. There we go. Whoop, whoop, whoop. We're getting there. We're slowly getting there. Whoop, 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 whoop. Ow. All right. Yeah, hi, Ollie. Hi, buddy. What's this Discord notification? Okay. Oh, gotta be careful. Almost got myself with that one. Oh, I can already tell once I stop, it's gonna be a while before I can continue because my hands are gonna be aching for a while. For now, I'm just kind of working through it, but once I stop, I know it's going to spike. Oh, careful, careful. What's that? Okay, that I can ignore. Just unclenched my hand and just. Ooh. Problem is, I'm starting to get these rounded edges that are like hard to do anything with. It's just round. There's no good corners on it, so it's hard to shave away at it. Oh, ouch. Mm. Oh, my hands. Hi, Paleo. Welcome in. Hopefully, you're doing well. To explain what I'm doing, I am slowly going through and whittling my little gooper. Gonna make him 3D, and it is taking forever, and ow my hands. It has been a good amount of progress. I did a little bit with a Dremel, but it was going very slowly as I don't have quite the right tools, or at least the tools were not working with me. So yeah. It would help to get a lot of like the excess material off, but yeah, it's fine. It's more so giving me something to do, you know? Though I am probably about to reach a stopping point for today because the wood is getting very dense at the moment. Just, as you wedge into it, it compresses it a bit each time, and gotta let the wood rest a bit probably sometime soon to not get so dense. And I've been, like, gradually resharpening the blade to make sure that it stays sharp. But it is definitely taking time and getting harder to do now. Especially since I don't have good corners to attack. In the future, I might do some requests, but for now, I just wanted to make something for myself first. Yeah, especially since I'm doing it with bass rather than balsa, it is still pretty resistant to my hands actually letting me do stuff. Yeah, exactly. You get it. Fair enough. And it smells good too. The maple, I should say. Not the ebony. Wood in general smells nice, but if you're carving maple, it's gonna have that extra good smell. Oh, you're good. I was about to probably raid out in a little bit here. Especially since ads are coming up in like 5 minutes. And like I said, the wood is getting a bit extra dense, so like I can't even really mark it with my fingernail anymore that easily. So I gotta let it breathe a bit before I try and continue next time. But I'm also gonna have to let my hands rest because, oof, I can feel it. Like I said, I'm about to raid out here. You don't have to stick around for the raid, obviously. You go ahead and do what you gotta do. But a friend just started going live, so I know exactly who to raid into. Yeah, like I'm taking like the tiniest of shavings off now. This has gotten far too dense for me to work right now. Alright, I do think we are going to go ahead and call it there. I will go ahead and pull up that raid. No worries about a raid tag or anything like that. As usual, just gotta drop by, say hi, all that good stuff. Where'd they go? There they are. We're gonna go ahead and raid over to Chai, who's getting ready for some ferality stuff. kind of a furry VR chat convention at the same time online. But yeah, like I said, just drop by, say hi, and you'll be good there. Otherwise, thank you everyone who was here before. Anybody still here now, anybody watching later, also needs a mouth for rating earlier as well. And yeah, thank you all. I will see you all next time. Bye.